chasing. My whole career I've spent chasing. Fortunately, I don't have to chase my husband because we're married now. But yeah, I was actually pretty calm at the start of the run. I kind of wanted to, I mean, you've got to be smart. I went out at a solid pace, but I went out at a sustainable pace. I wanted to make sure I was taking on the fluids. I wanted to make sure I was eating enough to get me through the back end, because that's really when the race can get blown apart. So I mean, I was nervous, but I kind of was just controlling the controllables. And I wasn't too focused on winning. I was just focused on getting the small things right and seeing where that took me. It was probably my most mature race ever, actually.
You're all grown up.
I know, now I'm married.
Yeah.
I think things through. But yeah, but then, you know, I got through like 10 miles. The girls were not coming back.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I think I only took 2:40 out of Daniela, the lead, by mile 10, which was bad news for me at the time. And I guess I was just kind of focused on trying to catch, you know, 5th place, get into the top 5, and then fortunately I got up the top of Palani, and then basically 3rd, 4th and 5th were all within, you know, a few meters of each other, so I could see them all on the Queen K running out, and that became my target, just to get on the podium. And at that point I wasn't even thinking about the win, wasn't thinking about second. I was just thinking about, okay, there's an opportunity to go on the podium if I can hold it together here. Again, still trying to be smart, trying to make sure I'm pacing my run correctly, not going out too crazy, not trying to surge, just taking my fluids, taking my food, and just being calm. And then it wasn't until I got down into the energy lab that I think the girls started to fall apart a little bit, and I didn't expect, actually at that point, didn't expect them to. I thought for sure Rachel would hold it together. I didn't know about Daniela, but it seemed like she was just on fire. I mean, she has been all year, so I shouldn't be surprised. But being a rookie coming into this race, she kind of, I didn't know how well she'd run in the heat. She's Swiss. I mean, Swiss women have done well here, but she's Swiss. She's not Australian or Mexican or whatever, you know, not from a hot climate. So I just kind of came out of the energy lab, and I got a split to Rachel, and then I could actually see Rachel on the Queen K, and once you have somebody in your sights, it's kind of focus just becomes that one person. And I tried to not get too excited again, try to hold things together, but realised I needed to maybe pick it up a little bit, and given that there's probably only 10 miles to go, I felt that I could maybe pick it up a little bit, less than 10 miles to go at that point. 6 miles, around 6 miles. And I caught Rachel.
Did you say anything to her?
I said to Rachel, we can't let a rookie win. And I said, come on, we can't let a rookie win. I mean, Rachel and I have done this race the same amount of times, 60 at both of us. We've been through this race. We know what it's like. We know what it feels like. I'm like, no. You don't get to win on debut. So I caught Rachel, and then I could see Daniela. But again, I mean, you're still careful not to like get too excited that you're going to win. Just at that sort of around when I was catching Rachel, that's when I realised that okay, the win could be a reality now. Before that, it wasn't. Before that, it was more about getting a top 5, then getting on the podium. And I don't know, I was shocked. I mean, it was, I kind of, not written myself off, but kind of, as I said, I just didn't think that the win was possible, given how well the girls were running, and given how far down it was. So.
And you were saying that obviously all the splits apart from the ones that I was giving you were all over the place. Do you just learn to ignore it, or what do you do?
It's so hard. On the bike we got no information. I race a lot better where I know where everyone is.
Is that something that should be like figured out beforehand, so everyone goes, right, this is the standard that we all set, and then at least you know what to expect?
I would love for there to be
Sorry, just checking.
Stock standard. I mean, that's what I expected. I mean, I know Heather Jackson's here. I expected her to be out on the moto. I mean, I'm sure it's not a paid position, which maybe it should be. And someone who knows what's going on in the race to be out there giving reliable splits so that you know where you are throughout the race. I mean, you're not getting them every 5 minutes. You're getting them every 15 miles. So it's not. I mean, it just I think gives you a better picture of what's going on in the race and what you need to do, or if you do need to react in certain places. But so not many splits on the bike, and then when I got to the run, the splits from Mary were much better, but still I was just mostly to the leader. And I'm like, okay, I just want to get a top 5. How far away is Biff? So yeah, I mean, but that's kind of part of racing. Everywhere you go, you get people saying, "Oh, you're 7 minutes down, you're 10 minutes down, you're 5 minutes down." Like, okay, well, you kind of, but for the most part, they're around similar, so you kind of get an idea.
But still, when you're coming to the point where, you know, there was 6 women out there at one stage of the race who could have been potential winners, and the women's race is becoming a lot more tactical. So, like you say, you've got to react to certain things.
Yeah, sometimes you do need to, like, if you don't, I mean, I didn't really take too many risks in the race. I was pretty conservative on the bike, or probably not conservative, just riding within myself. But maybe, I mean, maybe if I had the splits, maybe I would have been a little bit more aggressive, and maybe I would have hurt my run. So I don't know. It played out.
But I'm a bitching because I won.
But yeah, I mean, it is nice. It is nice to have, you know, the reliable splits on a whiteboard that you can count on every 15 to 20 miles.
The race that you planned, as much as you can, obviously. Did you nail your race plan, or I guess you've got like A, B, and C, don't you? But
yeah, honestly, when I talk to Siri about racing, we don't really have a race plan. It's, I mean, okay, go and do your best swim, and then see where you are on the bike, and if you've got people around, then great. I mean, we didn't even talk about if I've got people to ride with, if I should ride with them. She just said, just ride the pace that you've ridden in the past, and for me that's all I feel. Like, I don't use a power meter, I just ride to, okay, this pace feels like I can hold it, it's not going to kill my run. So it's just like, just go do your thing.
It's kind of worked in the past.
And it's worked out pretty well in the past. And then on the run I kind of, well, I mean, we talked about, okay, I like to sort of talk about, okay, what can these girls potentially run? Okay, so what do you think Daniela can run off the bike here? What do you think Rachel can? Do you think these girls can run in 3 hours? Like, let's have an idea of where they're going to run so that I know what to expect, or I have an idea of what to expect off the bike.
Cool.
So that's kind of mostly what we talk about. So, I mean, my race plan is to chase all day, and hopefully I don't run out of time.
But after last year, you wanted to change it up in terms of your racing, and, you know, because the whole world champion thing, you wanted to do something different.
It worked out.
Well, yeah, it did. But also, like, the next 12 months, is it now going to be, like, what do you think you're going to have to do differently so that you can stay mentally fresh? And
I mean, Siri, she's funny, we're in the medical tent, she's like, okay, let's plan next year now. She loves to say that. She loves to say that, but she knows that I'm like, get out of here. But no, we'll sit down at the end of this year and sort of figure out what next year's going to look like, and what races to plug in, and figure out what's going to get me mentally fresh and pumped up.
Defend your Roth title, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. 2 big races in a year is a lot. Mentally is a lot. I mean, I treated Roth as a standard mid-year race, but when you're racing Rachel, and you're racing Yvonne, and you're racing Carolyn, it's not quite a low-key race. And I mean, it's still an Ironman, so to get up, and I mean, I always have to run my ass off, so it's to get up for that is hard. And well, even like mentally to prepare, like, okay, you're gonna have to put yourself through hell. It's gonna happen again.
Yeah.
So that's hard mentally to go through twice a year.
Yeah. So just sit down with Rachel.
Yeah, and
figure it all out
cut the
together.
craziness.
Yeah.